Now the story that might never have surfaced if someone hadn't picked up his home video camera. We've all seen the pictures of Los Angeles police officers beating a man they had just pulled over. The city's police chief said today he will support criminal charges against some of the men. Here's ABC's Gary Shepard.
The three police officers facing felony criminal charges were among a group of 15 who stopped a 25-year-old black man last Saturday night, then beat him, kicked him, and clubbed him, unaware that an amateur photographer was recording the incident on videotape. Los Angeles Police Chief Daryl Gates looked at the tape and said he thinks assault with a deadly weapon will be one of the charges.
In our review, we find that the officers struck him with batons between 53 and 56 times. One officer rendered 6 kicks and one officer 1 kick.
Civil rights organizations say the Los Angeles Police Department has a history of brutality and misconduct that goes back a quarter of a century, including one incident that sparked the Watts riots. So far this year, there have been more than 125 complaints of police misconduct filed with watchdog organizations.
We no longer want to have to wake up each morning not knowing what fear to expect next. Today, we are not sure that the police is there to protect us.
In the Rodney King case has delivered its verdict, and not one of the 4 police officers seen on videotape beating Mr. King a year ago is guilty of using excessive force. They've all been found not guilty.
Not guilty. The verdict for all of them: Sergeant Stacy Kuhn, officers Tim Wind, Lawrence Powell, Ted Brasino. Not guilty of assault, not guilty of filing false reports.
Find the defendant, Lawrence M. Powell, not guilty of the crime of assault by force likely to produce great bodily injury and with a deadly weapon, in violation of Penal Code.
Block east of this scene, and he's driving eastbound. I'm going right over the top of him, so I'm going to lose him now, but it's the first law enforcement activity I've seen out here.
They obviously have thought about this.
To be a firefighter or a police officer, their lives in extreme danger tonight, and our hats off to them, and we respect them and we appreciate everything they're doing.
And we're working on a map to show you the spots around Los Angeles where you want to keep your family away tonight. If you're going to head out to church, you should know that the First AME Church is packed to the gills, but they're coalescing there to discuss the issues of the day and to share their thoughts and their feelings and their anger, mainly. Earlier today,
pull away, the car pulled up to us, started screaming at us and throwing full bottles of beer at our truck, and needless to say, we turned the corner and got out of there quickly. And
Robert, what were they screaming?
Long live Rodney King, justice for Rodney King, and other things that, you know, we probably can't say. And
hold on. Can I talk to you real quick?
Make quick.
Hey, why are you doing this, man?
Well, if one person doesn't get treated equal, then why should we? You know, it's just the way it is.
How is this affecting your American dream, man?
If Rodney King isn't getting treated right, then why should I give out to people? I got this stuff right here, it's already mine.
So based off the looks of what's going on right now, then is the American dream obtainable to you?
If Rodney King isn't getting treated right, then why should I care about these people's stuff? It's free stuff right here. I gotta go.
Excuse me, sir. I see you live in a very beautiful house right here, but what are your opinions on the Rodney King verdict?
You know, honestly, it really doesn't affect me. Like you said, like, look at the house I live in. I just came back from golf match this morning. I'm gonna go inside, see my beautiful wife and kids. So I really don't care about Rodney King and anything that's happening.
So how's this affecting your American dream right now, then?
You know, sir, it's really not affecting my American dream at all. I really don't care about Rodney King. It was his fault. So I'm gonna go inside. I'll see you guys later.
I understand you're working right now, but, you know, I just wanted to know what are your opinions on the Rodney King verdict and how it affects people like you.
Oh, I mean, it affects me a lot because, you see, if he's not getting treated equally, you can kind of see by the way, I'm working, I'm not being treated equally. I feel I'm targeted because, see, me and Rodney King are the same because they feel like we're a threat, as if we're gonna take the other Americans, people's jobs. So that's how I feel. I'm working for this man, and you need to make this quick. It's not good for me. I need to make money.
What did I tell you? Get back to work! Get off my property!
So how's this affecting your American dream?
Well, I mean, what happened with Rodney King, man, we all know what happened. We saw the video. What he did, we know what he did was wrong, speeding. You gotta stop when you see a cop. But other than that, I mean, you saw what happened, like, you can't just beat up someone excessively like that. And I think the verdict of what happened caused so many people to outrage, and that's what led all of this to happening. And now that this is happening, it makes me a little bit scared because I'm not looting or anything, but like it makes me scared that I'm gonna be a target to some police. We're not gonna know what's gonna happen if these riots are ever gonna end or not. We can just hope for the best. But I got a dip, so ski.
And I've noticed a pattern here. This building is right near a swap meet. And as you know, some of those buildings on Vermont were swap meet buildings. And I don't know if you can see because of the low light, but people are carrying things, running very rapidly out from the swap meet building to other cars nearby and in the middle of that. But they're going into these buildings, grabbing things, and running out, and they're putting them someplace, and some of them are coming back for second and third trips.
Are being pelted with rocks and stones sometimes. Harvey Levin's ready now.
Yeah, the police come out.
The City Hall Annex and the flare that was thrown inside and the fire that was started.
Apparently there's some bulletin boards or something in there, John, that ignited, and they were just inside the door. And that's what's
the flare now.
Yeah.
I just want to say, can we all get along? Can we get along? Can we stop making it horrible for the older people and the kids, setting these fires and things? It's just not right. It's not right, and it's not gonna change anything. We'll get our justice. They've won the battle, but they haven't won the war. We'll have our day in court, and that's all we want. Let's try to work it out. Let's try to beat it. Let's try and work it out.
The president will speak to the nation tonight from the Oval Office.
Tonight, I want to talk to you about violence in our cities and justice for our citizens. Two big issues that have collided on the streets of Los Angeles. First, an update on where matters stand in Los Angeles. 15 minutes ago, I talked to California's Governor Pete Wilson and Los Angeles Mayor Tom Bradley. They told me that last night was better than the night before, today calmer than yesterday. But there were still incidents of random terror and lawlessness this afternoon. What we saw last night and the night before in Los Angeles is not about civil rights. It's not about the great cause of equality that all Americans must uphold. It's not a message of protest. It's been the brutality of a mob, pure and simple. Television has become a medium that often brings us together, but its vivid display of Rodney King's beating shocked us. And the America it has shown us on our screens these last 48 hours has appalled us. None of this is what we wish to think of as American. It's as if we were looking in a mirror that distorted our better selves and turned us ugly. We cannot let that happen. We cannot do that to ourselves. We've seen images in the last 48 hours that we will never forget. Some were horrifying, almost beyond belief. But there were other acts, small, but significant acts in all this ugliness that give us hope. I'm one who respects our police. They keep the peace, they face danger every day, they help kids, they don't make a lot of money, but they care about their communities and their country. Thousands of police officers and firefighters are risking their lives right now on the streets of LA, and they deserve our support. Tonight, I ask all Americans to lend their hearts, their voices, and their prayers to the healing of hatred. As president, I took an oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, an oath that requires every president to establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility. That duty is foremost in my mind tonight. Let me say to the people saddened by the spectacle of the past few days, to the good people of Los Angeles, caught at the center of this senseless suffering, the violence will end. Justice will be served. Hope will return. Thank you, and may God bless the United States of America.